3 on our aggregated list. And let me ask you, is Bo Nix your number 3 quarterback?
No, he's my number 4 quarterback.
He's my number 4 quarterback as well. And we'll circle back to our individual lists later. But number 3 on the old aggregate Rick and Ryan list, Bo Nix, transfer from Auburn.
How does it become number 3 if he was both number 4 on our list?
Oh, boy. Sorry I brought it up, Debo. Do you want to explain?
Because there wasn't any other consensus on the list with your 2 other picks. Bo Nix was one of 3, along with Caleb and Drake May, that you guys did agree were within the top 5.
Does that work, Rick?
No.
Okay.
But go ahead.
And to be clear, because Quinn Ewers is on your list, he's on my list. I just haven't watched Quinn yet. I'm excited to watch him, and I think he's hopefully going to have a great season. He got off to a strong start last year before he got hurt in the Alabama game. So don't read too much into that. But Bo Nix, transfer from Auburn, where, look, let's be honest, he didn't play well there for a ton of reasons, not all his fault. Came to Oregon, and he was a pleasant surprise to the point that I thought he had a chance to be a top 100 guy had he decided to come out. Instead, returned to Oregon. And I know that some of the All-Star games, college All-Star games, were hoping that he would come out. He didn't do that. We'll see if he does it this time around. But I think he has a chance to be improving what he did and maybe go from top 100 to top 75, top 50. How's that strike your fancy?
I'd agree. I don't think he's a first-round pick.
Okay.
But I think he's a Friday guy right now.
All right. So would you even pay attention to, as a general manager, to Bo Nix at Auburn when he's a sophomore? Do you care about that? And you're probably just watching other players and happen to see him, but you're not having conversations about him, right?
No,
Yeah.
We're moving on, starting with how he played last year and then how he finishes up this year.
Okay, so what did you think of how he played last year?
Oh, boy. I think you got a better version of Bo Nix than what you saw at Auburn. If you watch Georgia or Stanford, then you're going to hate him. Although at Stanford, he had the 80-yard TD run, which shows his athleticism and speed. He played his best game, in my opinion, against UCLA. And that's the game that really caught my attention. You see all the athletic traits, the arm talent to make all the throws. He can create plays off schedule. His accuracy was very good that game, and everything you want in a quarterback you saw against UCLA. There was a 2-play sequence that summed up for me Bo Nix versus Utah in the fourth quarter. One play, he rolls to the right, makes a great throw down the field on 2nd and 10 with a lead in the fourth quarter. The next play makes the worst decision I've ever saw, throws a out across the field, and Phillips, the little corner, Nick, that I believe got drafted in the 3rd or 4th round this year, picks him off. So teams, there was a great throw, and then right afterwards he throws a dumb interception. Teams are really going to have to figure out not so much this kid's physical talent, but his decision making, which some of the decisions he makes still leaves me scratching my head at times.
Yeah, it's funny because I watched the Utah and the BYU game, and I made a note on the interception you're talking about. I wrote way too late, and there's a field side throw too. If we're talking about the same thing, easy interception for the defensive back late in the game there. But the things you talk about on the plus side get your attention. He's a good athlete. He throws with anticipation, and he throws accurately down the field. And those are all things that translate. The decision making is one of those things, and I'm sure, and you've talked about this at points, Rick, on the podcast, where you go back, you try to figure out the things that translate for quarterbacks and the things that you miss on quarterbacks. And a lot of that is above the next stuff that is hard to, to sort of put a quantitative number on. So there's no algorithm that you can say, all right, what's Bo Nix going to do in this situation in the NFL? You just have to trust your eyes and experience. And he's gotten better for sure. And I think he has a chance to be, as you talked about, a Friday guy. So a 2nd or 3rd round guy. And he is listed at 6'1", almost 6'2", 225. So he's plenty big enough, unofficial 4'7" guy. And that stuff shows up, his athleticism inside the pocket, his athleticism in space. He's a tough, he'll put his nose down and move the pile on short yardage situations. And his teammates seem to like him, and that's also pretty important. Who was your comp for Bo Nix?
Well, I had a tough one on him, but I went with a much better passer, but similar type athlete as Max Duggan was at TCU. So I kind of went with the athleticism, but said he is a better passer and more accurate passer than Max Dugan.
Yeah, no, I get that. I said Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield isn't the athlete quite at Bo Nix, similar size, and they do some of the things behind the pocket. Similarly, Baker obviously went first overall. Bo Nix isn't going to go first overall. But I see the Max Duggan comp and Baker just basically for his size.
I
And
don't know what you see at that comp. I can totally disagree with. So
that's fine. We finally got there.
yeah, I don't see it.
Oh, good. So Debo put a poll on Twitter. Who is a better pro comp for Oregon quarterback in 2024 NFL draft prospect? Bo Nix. Max Duggan, 39%. Baker Mayfield, 61%. Oh, so I don't know what that means other than
These people like you because they think I'm mean to you. That's that.
Debo did not put who said what.
I will continue to do these blind polls. I couldn't do it for the first two quarterbacks because you had the same comparisons. So moving forward throughout this series, we'll see who wins these blind polls.
Oh, so that means I win the dollar bet, right? For Max?
Yeah, so Bo Nix will be the #1 overall pick, just like Baker Mayfield. Not
All right.
Oh my
No, that's not what we're saying. We're saying that more people agree with my comp than with your comp. So that means that's $1. Put it in the books, Debo. Wilson up $1 early in the quarterback comps competition. Okay. He's the same size as Baker.
Okay, you got off the size.
Games you want to see Bo Nix show off.
Two I want to see is I want to see the rematch against the Washington Huskies, so we can see him against
Michael Penix.
Penix Jr. Going your way, but I want to see him against USC too. I think they're going to have a good defense, and that's going to be a highlight game. See how he handles the pressure in a big game. Probably on, I think, going to be on at least big time regional, potentially national TV.
Yeah, that feels like a national game for sure. By the way, your reasoning for why you want to see Bo Nix in that game sounds a lot like my reasoning for the previous two quarterbacks in their big games.
Not really.
I had both those games on there, and I mentioned Washington State as well, just because, again, another quarterback I'm interested in seeing.
Not Washington State.
What did I say?
Washington State. Again, I correct you.
No, I want to see the Washington State game.
Oh, okay. Oh, because of the little runaround quarterback at Washington State.
Yeah, Cam Ward. I want to see Cameron Ward as well.
Yeah, that'll be a small regional game.
Well, hey, joke's on you. With the first pick, we'll be out there covering the game, so you'll be there watching it with me. So yeah, I want to see the two games you mentioned: Michael Penix, Caleb Williams, and then Cam Ward in Washington State against Bo Nix, who I'm going to call it now, top 75 pick.
Bo Nix.
Yeah, over under that.
I'm what's 75? Does that get you to the third round?
Yeah, like early third.
Yeah, I'm going to say I'd agree with that.
All right.